Okay, finally getting a white game. And yep, we're gonna open up the game with d4. Try to get ourselves legit London. We also got a prime from Rev 6 V7, so appreciate that as well. Thank you for the precious prime. And yeah, just gonna try a London. I believe this is gonna be the first interesting London. How funny! I was actually just yesterday in this Chessable masterclass that I had about the London, and somebody asked me, "Hey Alex, what do you think is the best thing to do against Knight BD7?" And I was like, "Well, I have no idea what to do against that. Nobody ever played it against me." And I was like, "Okay, H3, as he suggested, could be reasonable. Why not? And just play normal." So yeah, pretty funny how life goes. So against this, I think, you know what? We could actually be playing it in normal way. I'm curious if he goes knight h5. I'm just gonna literally straight up play the Berkey structure. Just go for the positional squeeze. If that's what he has in mind, he worked so hard for this knight h5 idea, I'm gonna give it to him, okay? He deserves it. By the way, I could have started with e3. Not sure why I started with this idiotic c3 move order, but it's fine. Plays b6. Looks like we're getting standard game. Just gonna play bishop d3, knight e5 next. Not sure what point was behind knight bd7 start, but none of our business. Just gonna get a knight there, and I think I like queen f3 as a move, controlling e4 square. In case of castles, you can just go queen h3 and then just launch the g-pawn with huge attack. So yeah, queen h3. Yeah, h4 is interesting as well, but just this move is just so much easier to play. Just want to get rid of this knight and literally deliver checkmate on h7, as we already did many times in the raiding climb before. So yeah, let's see. My moves are like very simple. I can tell you this and you still don't have easy follow-up against it. So it's like in poker here. We can literally show our cards to the opponent and he's still gonna lose, Plan is this strong. So just g4. Try to get rid of the knight. If h6, g5 is still as good as it was without h6 on the board. And yeah, in case of knight 4, okay, so he does this, which is I think a thing. Just bishop h6 is usually a move, and then f4. That's something that I like to do. Is that like the only thing? Because could also go queen g3 and push the h-pawn. Am I afraid of knight e4? I mean, afraid would be a little bit too much to say. But yeah. So the thing is, usually we do this and then just f4. But I'm a little bit afraid he might get knight e4 there. Can knight e4 be a good move? I mean, takes, pawn takes, bishop b5. That cannot be a good move, so we're gonna go for it. f4, support the knight. If this, we take, and bishop to b5. Exchange is gone. Let's see. Knight e4 is super tempting. It's black's only active move, more or less. Yeah, goes for it. Called it. In advance. Told you before, and against knight e5, we're not even going to take the rook. We take back and we play it positional. Just go for the mate. And I'm going to be predicting a checkmate, guys. Can we predict a checkmate? Okay, let me think about this for a second. So, thinking bishop b5, takes, bishop c6, takes, we castle. Let's say he plays, what is he going to play in that position? Let's say he plays queen d7. Can we go rook f7? Rook f7, I don't really see a follow-up, so can't really predict the mate yet. So I'm just gonna play bishop b5. I don't really see the mate this far away. So let's see. Oh, he gives a check. I have not even considered this move, but I guess it's not a problem. I think we can simply move our king. Go king. 95 just take with the f-pawn. Bishop is still gonna be now hanging, so in all these lines after we, let's see, perhaps take a rook, then the bishop will be hanging as well if the queen recaptures. So the only thing that I'm a little bit afraid of is whether somehow the bishop could reach that diagonal, but I don't really see it happening, so I think it's just something in my mind. It's just like that feeling when, you know, you go out and you get rid of the trash and then you always check for your wallet or for your phone or for something like that. I don't know if you guys have that thing. Whenever I throw away the trash, I'm always checking my pockets. I feel like I lost something very precious, like my London System course or something. Always checking for it. Not sure if you have the same or I'm the only one weird around. But this is exactly the same feeling. Just gonna take on d7. That's how, you know, this thing of being afraid of impossible checks. Takes, that's kind of odd in a way. Take it this way. Not like e3 is a problem, it's not having any threats. I wonder for how long he's gonna try to live with a knight on d7. That is gonna be pretty funny to see. I think a6 is strong move for him. Maybe like only move. I can drop the bishop with g5 anytime, yes. That is very correct. Maybe on a6 I'm actually gonna do that. He goes back. Just go knight e5. Got the extra piece. Very likely to win exchange. Yeah, that is about to happen, I think. So, expecting some kind of rook f8 move, I would assume. And then can pick it up. I'm going to be up a full rook. My king is a little bit unsafe. Can try to argue that, but I think we've got a nice touch here. We're going to play the move queen to e3. Am I too crazy if I go king e3? I mean, can do it for content. I don't think it's a great move, but it's pretty interesting maybe. I don't know. I'm just gonna... You know what? We have to go for it. Just trying to stop him from playing e3 and opening up the bishop. Now, okay, like I can collect there. Can go back with a bishop. I think I like d square. And f6, maybe bishop b3 is nice. Targeting e6. I think that's what I like, actually. I think we like bishop to b3. I think I can just play a3. Once a4, I really want to keep my bishop on this diagonal. Can also go for like more direct attack, of course. That is right. Maybe how about g5? So I think we take and we play g5 and then try to sack the bishop. I think that's like really the most straightforward way. So yeah, just go for that. Threatening the bishop sack. Let's see what he has in mind. Okay, I'm expecting a4 because he started playing on that side. I think he's gonna continue. So let's see. Against a4, we might go bishop takes on e6 anyways. Pawn takes, queen takes, king g7. And then Can't really see a good move, but still looks interesting. Maybe a4, just bishop c2. He plays bishop to d5. I mean, he started chasing my bishop with a5 and so on, and then he just goes bishop to d5. What is this? We can just take on d5. Try to play like what? So we're up a full rook for the time being. Can we do an MVP with a king? Okay, so I think we're gonna do it this way. We're gonna play queen to g3. And then we're gonna try to go f5. No, that's not good. We do it this way. Goes b4, we're gonna go rook ac1. Then we're gonna try f5, king f4. Yes. We don't have to win it, but we have to win it in style. Also can just take with the rook, by the way. Just exchanging everything. That's maybe something that I'm more of a fan of. Okay, so let's see what he has in mind to do. Okay, queen to d8. Simply take on c1. Let's see, if he just takes back, I think I'm just gonna maybe go like taking in queen d7 looks good enough for me. Hey, thank you for tuning in, Jules. Appreciate hanging out. Again, guys, make sure to check out her channel. We made a video. So yeah, if you haven't watched it already, let me know in the comments. I can link you to that. So yes, make sure to check out her channel as well. We're gonna do a shoutout like this, like in the old days, because we have no commands working today on Twitch for some reason. Pretty sure it's a mistake that, you know, it's only not working for myself. Most likely working for other streamers, but I'm a boomer, so don't mind doing things the old way. Gonna take with a knight, liquidating into a winning endgame, otherwise he's about to get checkmated. No, he goes queen c2. He's trying the c with a fingertip. I think we have this saying in Romanian. So he's got one queen and one dream. So I'm just gonna go queen f7. And then, okay, important question. Where is our checkmate? Because if there is no checkmate, then there is no fun. We have a draw at the very least. Wait a minute, guys. Is it possible to not be checkmate here? I don't believe such things. It has to be a checkmate. So if you've got check, if king h8, then knight f7. Oh gosh, I hate that I have to calculate this thing. Oh no. Oh, by the way, there's like so simple win, just queen d5 and then, oh, then bishop d2 and complicating. Okay, we'll just try out some random checks. Hopefully he'll blunder. And now we take with check, so blunder happened. Not sure if I was winning after king h8, knight f7, but was trying to figure it out. Now I can give check, can take on e4. There is bishop d2, but just king f3 and no checks. I think that's maybe safest to go for. Would be funny if I get checkmated with a king in the middle of the board. But so far, I don't see it. So if it happens, you know. But I'm just gonna, yeah, try to hide my king on f3. No checks now, at least that I can see. And this means the king should be relatively safe, just making room for queen, using the e-file, preparing rook c1, rook c7, infiltrating as well. Because queen c3, just helping me to bring the rook over. Giving him a check and queen a checkmate. Would be pretty nice if he plays king f8. But he just resigns and we managed to cash in the game. Alright, so what happened in this one? Not much. We just destroyed him with this queen h3 g4 idea and then he just lost after bishop b5, I think. Alright, getting the white pieces. We're gonna be trying out another London system, this time facing queen's pawn, so hopefully we're gonna be getting an instructive positional game. Would be time to actually face some c5 main lines, which we haven't so much yet, but fine, going against the copycat and just gonna be sticking with my positional approach of going bishop to d3. c4 is also a move in this position, but I don't really recommend it to beginners because of bishop takes on b1 followed by bishop b4, leading to pretty tough positions to play. So the main recommendation in my London course is just to go for bishop d3. And okay, he's pretty funny. He's trying to copy. I'm just gonna take. Taking on f4 is bad. He has to take that way, and now we just exchange. With castle, please make sure to remember that you wanna mess up black pawns against the copycat, and just go knight e2 and go for the c4 break. Just try to focus on putting pressure on the queen side. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. We don't really care about that move. If he takes, we can take with a knight. Just go c6. Can either go c5 or could delay it. Could go cd as well. I'm thinking like c5 feels like really kind of natural to me here. Taking knight e2. I mean, it could be fine, but it's really giving him some play with f5, which I would like to avoid. So just do the most natural play. Go for c5 before. If he was taking, I would have been happy to take with a knight and play that pawn structure. Now just expanding. So let's see. I took 30 seconds in total on this move, which I think it's yeah, could have definitely played could have been played instantly, but also spending a little bit of time on this critical decision, I think it's quite okay. And yeah, on queen e6, just gonna keep pushing. Idea to go a4 b5 eventually. He no longer has this f4 idea, which I'm happy to avoid. Just push. Watch out for knight c3 moves, so maybe he can play queen c2 at some point. Maybe could play queen b3 even. Getting b5. If he plays rook e8, maybe then it could be a nice position to take and play knight e2, because then f5 play will be slower. I think you should definitely try some kind of, at some point, get some play with g5, g4, try to attack on the king. Because if he just plays passive, we're going to have a pretty nice push on the queen side. So rook b1 now. Do not play that because of knight c3, forking. Could use the queen c2, I think. Nice square for the queen. Preparing rook b1 and b5 push. I think the computer is probably not concerned for like that much in this position, but I think from a human perspective, it's just simpler to play as white. And yeah, against one of the hardest counters of the London, which is the copycat system, getting a position that is a little bit more pleasant is already quite a big achievement, I would say. So yeah, I'm just very happy here, just enjoying this extra space on the queen side, preparing to push. Black is taking some time in organizing the kingside play, so I'm quite optimistic about our chances. We see him exchanging, taking with the knight with maybe a move, but it's just so much more natural to keep the knight active, controlling the center, and we don't really mind him getting the other knight to e4 because now we will have aggressive queen moves on the queen side. So yeah, knight e4, could also play queen b4, queen a5, rook a8, maybe then queen to c7. That could be a thing that I quite like. Okay, I need to watch out for knight c3 as a move. And then maybe we can even try to consider sacrificing the exchange, although very kind of risky. So from that perspective, both queen b2 or even the simple queen c2 would be easier to play. I think I like queen c2 just preparing to take and play rook b6. If I would have gone to b2, queen would have been stayed in the way of the rook. So for this reason, I think this may be a little bit of a better square for the queen. Preparing to take and go rook b6, putting pressure on the weak pawn. This is basically our whole strategy. We just want a little bit of pressure on the queen side. And usually this small advantage will start snowballing. So yeah, just see what opponent goes for. Queen h6, logical move, just take. You want some g5, g4 kind of stuff. Just gonna do the thematic stuff. Go rook b6. Now we may be already looking for knight e5, hitting c6. So just goes f4, which maybe I could have tried preventing, but I think can simply take, as queen takes on f4 can be met by rook c6, and we cash in the important pawn. So I think that should be objectively winning for us. Yeah, just gonna see that on the board. I don't think we're missing anything. He will probably still try some craziness with g5, but should be good nevertheless. g5, maybe just go knight e5. Okay, knight e5, I have to watch out for knight e2 still. Black's position beginning to crack. Yes, because he really felt the need to do something and then forgot about the pawn, I think. Otherwise, you know, after rook b6, I'm just having such a pleasant position. We're just chilling. Knight e5, maybe f3, get rid of these. Or maybe knight e5 and, you know, just put pressure here. Knight e7 stuff. Maybe bring the other rook as well. And black doesn't really have that much counterplay, so pretty sad position. Still need to be very careful not to mess up the position, because getting the winning line still feels nice, but actually winning the game is even better. So here, good decision is to take and just try to go for the pawn push immediately. If we play it slow, he's gonna get some unnecessary counterplay. So I think just going c6, trying to get the pawn as far as we can and make his pieces passive is probably the best approach. For sure, not the only one, but at least from practical perspective, this felt quite nice. If rook c8, maybe just knight e5 right away. Couldn't play knight e5 in the first position because I think there was knight takes on f2. Rook takes. No, there was no knight f2. No, I actually could have played knight e5. That would have been simpler. I thought knight f2, but I miscalculated. We can just take it. We're gonna do it now. And yeah, I'm just... okay, maybe knight e5 in the initial position. He had knight e2, which was a problem. So that could have been a thing. Now just knight is cutting his queen, protecting the pawn. Maybe c7 ideas. This is looking good so far. And yeah, our dream would be something like, let's say, c7, rook b1, rook b8. And just promote using the pawn. He plays knight e2, which I thought it's not that problematic in this variation. Now I'll need to come up with the move by move stuff. Okay, so first things first, what's wrong with rook d1? There is queen d4. Can we move the knight and then just win the piece? That looks to be working. So maybe he wants knight c4. Maybe knight c4 is the trick on rook d1. But then, okay, I don't have that many options. If I go rook e1, there's queen d4 simply. Can I sack the exchange, like c7? c7, knight f1, and then queen c6. Wait. That's brilliant if it works. And very dumb if it doesn't, but still. So c7, knight f1. Queen c6. I think queen f8, only move. But then queen e6. Check. Then we've got knight f7, king g8, and then knight d6 wins. Okay, guys, I think we've got to go for this one. I think we've got to go for this. Guys, look. Are we winning this? According to my calculation, which I have to say has let me down quite a couple of times in the past. I think now, if he goes for the tempting Knight captures rook. There is queen c6. I think brilliant move. That just wins. Creating threat of queen e6. We're down a full rook, but I think we're winning. So, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, he goes knight f1, and now we go queen c6. Okay, hitting this. Queen f8, queen e6 wins. Knight f7, knight d6, and he can go queen h2, king f1, check, and then king e2, I thought winning. Okay, then he has queen h5, g4, queen e8, trying to return home. But then queen e8, rook takes, and then knight c6 wins, and then knight a7 or knight e7, and that's a winning endgame. So I think this might actually be working, but it's been hell of a line to find. I'm actually surprised if this ends up working. So he just goes queen f8, but that's passive move. That's easily losing. Knight f7, knight d6. Pick up c8. Easy stuff here. Could also do knight d8 and then queen c8, but just knight d6, simpler. Okay, guys, this is actually a nice one. If this turns out to be legit, this is actually so nice. We're going to be checking it with a computer in the analysis tab, but this is just, yeah, like straightforward. Go for the end game. The knight is too far away. Well spotted. I don't know, guys. We'll have to check it. To me, it looked like good, but maybe there was like other lines. Okay, important thing also that I calculated was here if he goes for tempting move queen h2 and then go for check, I have king e2. He can try to bring the queen back, but after g4, hitting queen and hitting e6, only move is there, but then we can take a knight c6. He cannot play rook c8 because of the fork. And other than that, I have big threat of just going knight a7, and then we queen. Then we have winning endgame. So let's actually check this whole game. Okay, first of all, the game review. We actually got a 92. Alright, that's actually good to see. We still have no brilliant moves. Come on. Yeah, apparently c7 was a red move. What? Okay, so computer gives first line rook d1. I couldn't see how we win on knight c4. If on knight c4, he has rook c6. Oh, but then it's queen d2. Ah, come on. This was easy win. Queen d2 idea that we saved the knight. This is what I missed. And then I came up with this kind of crazy solution with c7, which computer says is a blunder because he can play knight c4 and not so clear. I actually saw this during the game and wasn't sure, but he had to take this. But after queen c6 is like +3 and this is a win. So actually super happy about it. Now that's just a nice one. So, okay, I think anyways, it ended up looking nicer even than what would have been, let's say, the objectively best play. Getting the white pieces, gonna be going for the, of course, London system. Opponents kind of recognize his profile picture. Maybe we have faced him previously. I cannot really remember. Yeah, looks like I have played him before. So, okay, he goes for c5. Average Benoni enjoyer. Just gonna go d5. And against e6, knight c3 is the best idea to take with a knight. In case of knight f6, we play e4. And now, typical mistake is ed5. This is actually big blunder just because of e5, and this is +3 now. According to computer, there is no good square for the knight. Knight e4, there's knight d5, and the knight is in trouble. And I think queen e7 is typical mistake, perhaps. If I can remember this. Okay, queen e7, what am I supposed to do? I think queen e7 is just... No, I think d4 is actually the typical blunder. We take, he takes, and then queen e2, we win a piece. I think that's how a lot of these games are going. Yeah, no, it's like +3 already according to the computer. I actually fell for this trap once myself, and I somehow managed to win as black against the national master. But I don't expect that to happen very often, you know. So if you play queen e7, then I think we just do queen e2 and knight takes d5. If knight g8, just knight takes d5. Knight f3, bishop f4, queen e2, long castle, I think is the plan. He just admits that, goes back like a Frenchman, and we just finish development. Okay, d6 a little bit risky in a way that he's trying to open up the position without having development. That looks a little bit questionable to me. I'll just do this and take with a bishop. This looks good to me. If he doesn't take, we just play queen d2 and castle long. C knight to c6. Really forcing my hand to take. You can also do queen e2 in case of d5 take with a bishop. Okay, call me weird, but I like that idea. Oh, but then there's knight d4. Whoopsies. Queen e2, knight d4, and not so simple. Queen e2 was meant with the idea to play e d6, but maybe there's just something simpler. So how about queen e2, d e5, long castle? ef4. Where is my fourth mate? There's no fourth mate. God damn it. Okay. Anything else? Maybe just develop? Could it be that we just finish our development in chess? That's an interesting concept. Just play knight f3. Prepare to take back on e5. Okay, bishop to e6. I think need some reinforcement for this knight. Yeah, but oh, I think this is just a win now. This is just a win. Okay, watch out. This is just a win now because he's gonna be taking. Now the bishop is staying in the way, and then we have the discovery. But then there is still king e7. What am I saying? But then okay, queen d6, and we just go for endgame. I thought we won the queen, but there is still king e7, barely hanging on. But then he just resigned. Oh my god, he could have played king e7, but I would have done knight e4 and probably just cashed in the pawn with a winning endgame. But point is here, why this tactic worked and was not working previously is because if I try the same thing in this position, he can simply take with the queen. But when he plays the move bishop to e6, he becomes vulnerable to these things. So after bishop e6, bishop is blocking this this move, and you can just go knight f6, and the queen can no longer recapture. So yeah, I think that was good. Bishop b5. Yeah, I guess there were many moves to have a better position there. Just played what it felt like the most natural and easiest for me. Because we're getting the white pieces, and we're getting a pretty interesting situation here. Facing the good old... What is this? Budapest Gambit? I even forgot what it's named, so... Gonna be playing with knight e2, just e3, preparing to develop. Got an extra pawn. Pretty nice stuff. We can start with queen b3. I know it's called the England Gambit. I was just mocking the England players. Come on, I'm not the guy that forgets these kind of things. But thanks for trying to help. Bishop a6 would be a funny move, but not so great objectively here. I guess we can develop with tempo, even though usually I'm not a huge fan of this idea. Now, maybe willing to do such things. How about just playing c4? Trying to play concrete. d4, e4, c4. I think we have knight d4 move, and then on queen d4, bishop c6, maybe strong. So he takes it this way. I don't mind cashing in the bishop. If takes, we can maybe create the Irish pawns, or what do you guys like to call that? Get ourselves castle. We've got extra pawn. He has barely any development, and still this move has no threat, so can just take twice. Cannot take because the rook remains undefended. Hey Aziki, welcome to the stream. How are you? Used to play the England Gambit, then I stopped and my rating jumped 200 points. Very nice to see. Kind of expected though. I haven't made the course on the French yet. And I'm not sure what Schlechter French is. Maybe it's Fort Knox or... I'm not sure which one you're trying to refer to. Here just yeah, go knight takes on d4. Queen d4, bishop c6, regain the piece. I have made a London course. Oh, yeah. I made that, yes. Yeah, well, I mean, when somebody is asking about it, I guess they know about the course. I thought you're referring on a course from Black's perspective. So yes, I do have one on for white on bishop d3 French indeed. Which not sure if it's on a sale like the London is right now. So if that's not an obvious plug, then I don't know what it is. But it was on a sale for quite a bit. How can I make it and not know what it is? Because it's a pretty yeah, strange name. It's like Schlechter, the most, let's say, well-known Schlechter opening is the Slav. And okay, I think about the French as bishop d3 French. It's much easier for me to remember than think about it as Schlechter variation. To be honest, I didn't even know it was named Schlechter variation before I did this Wikipedia research for the course. Like I knew the line, but I didn't know the name of it. And I think most people don't know how it's actually called. Just bishop d3 line. I think that's how everybody thinks about it. Meanwhile, I'm just collecting these poor guys' pieces. So the England players got what they deserved.